August has come to an end. We are now in September, but don't worry, we still have a few weeks left of summer. Don't get too excited. Pumpkin spice latte isn't that great for you anyway. What up guys, Maryam here. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. It's August's Faves X Fails time, in which I talk about all of my favorite and not so favorite products for the month, including beauty, lifestyle, skincare, and everything in between. Also, I used all of my favorites for the month to create this look so that I can show you rather than tell you why they are my faves. In today's video, I actually have a long list of favorites. However, some of these fails are epic fails, so this video is definitely worth the watch. So remember to subscribe if you aren't already, hit that notification bell so you can see all of my Wednesdays and Sundays videos. Don't skip them because I build on my previous videos and I always add in more information. So with that said, we are ready for this Faves X Fails for the month of August. Let's see which of your faves or fails made this month's cut. Hit it! Okay guys, I have some favorite skincare products to talk about this time around. Generally speaking, I don't like reviewing skincare. I just don't buy it because skincare is so incredibly individual. No two skins are the same. The reason why I'm even bringing this up this month is because I actually saw a drastic difference on camera. The products that I'm talking about today are these Retinol Youth Renewal products from MURAD. So I started using these retinol products about a month and a half ago, and I didn't really think much of it. I always knew that retinol was really good for your skin, especially when you're over 25. So I noticed a difference after about 3 weeks of using this product. If I were to film a video the morning after I applied these night products, I noticed that my skin looked a little bit more plumped, a little bit more radiant, and a lot more smooth. If you think of your skin as a pillow, retinol works to sort of fluff up the pillow. So it makes your skin a little bit more plump looking, a little bit more youthful, a little bit more lifted. And on the days where I would film after my regular skincare routine, the result was not the same. It was actually a pretty visible difference. So because of that, I thought I would bring up these products because I definitely see results. And so if you are looking for some good retinol products, these have been working for me and I recommend them to you. The Retinol Youth Renewal Serum is really expensive. This is $89 for a 1 fluid ounce. And the Retinol Youth Renewal Night Cream is $82, 1.7 fluid ounces. But I've been using them together, which is the suggested usage, and I have seen results. However, no two skins are the same, so please keep that in mind. All right, so I'm gonna go down the list of how I apply my products. So I already talked about skincare. The next thing that I would apply is basically my primer, my foundation, all that stuff. So this month, I don't really have a favorite foundation. I feel like foundation game has just been okay for me. In the summertime, brands come out with a lot of mattifying types of foundations, and unfortunately, they have been a little lackluster. So the first product on my fails list this month is unfortunately this Too Faced Born This Way matte foundation. Now this is supposed to be a 24-hour long wearing, undetectable, super long wear full coverage foundation, oil-free, oil controlling, waterproof, transfer resistant. I did test this out with water. I did a water test, I did a wear test. The water test was actually shocking. This is in fact waterproof. However, it was definitely transfer resistant. I tested it out with a mask and there was transfer. That was disappointing. But the most disappointing part about this foundation was that it was not oil controlling by no means. My wear test on this foundation was one of the worst wear tests I have ever conducted on my channel. The oil started seeping through after only about 4 hours of wear. My face looked so greasy and so unflattering. Also, this foundation highlighted all of my imperfections. It was super clingy to my pores, to my bumps, and it just made me look bad. I was wearing this foundation for about 10 or 11 hours on a super humid day, and a few days later I broke out really bad. I'm gonna pop up a picture right here. I'm not contributing my breakout solely to this foundation. It was probably also attributed to stress, maybe more stress than the foundation, but the timing was just a little odd. So for those of you who are oily AF like me, beware. This Born Foundation matte isn't as promising for oily skin as it says it is, or as it claims. I hate talking about fails. I almost like start feeling a little anxious, like I'm talking shit, but I'm not talking shit. I'm just sharing my experience, and I know you guys appreciate that. Another foundation from the matte category that I tried this month was the Nars Soft Matte Complete Foundation. Even though this claims to be a mattifying type of foundation, also very long lasting, again, same issue. My oils were seeping through. It's not matte enough for my oily skin. It's not matte enough for New York's humid climate. It was just okay for me. I think I gave it a 7 out of 10 or something like that. Like, it looked really great on the skin. However, it didn't wear very well. And it's one of those products that's probably best with helpers such as setting sprays, such as the powder under foundation method. So that is what I'm gonna do today because I wanna see how this product performs with helpers. Speaking of helpers, let's actually grab a powder that I've been loving a lot this month, and it's the new Laura Mercier Translucent Honey Setting Powder. Basically, this is the honey version of the original, so it has some color. So it's basically got like a peachy golden color base to it, which works so nicely on olive and golden medium tan complexions like mine. I've been loving it a lot. Alexa, read me the notification.
2 shipments will arrive today, including hot sauce.
Guys, I swear that was not an Amazon ad. I just thought it was funny. So what I'm gonna do first is apply this over my porous zones, which is where I tend to get the most oily. Also right here around the nose, on the nose, and also in between my brows and across my forehead. I'm gonna use this powder again to set, so I'm gonna set it aside for now. Next, I'm gonna grab this Pop Beauty Makeup Magnet Mist, which is a $12 setting spray for your makeup. And I will say that it's a very close dupe to the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray, which is a $35 product. I would say they're very similar. From what I noticed, they were both very hydrating, don't feel super drying, but they do definitely set your makeup. So I'm gonna use the Pop Beauty one today. I'm gonna set this powder under foundation. So what I like about this one is, although the spray isn't continuous, it is microfine, so it definitely disperses the mist evenly all across your face, and it doesn't taste like crap. So that's a plus. All right, I'm gonna let that sink in. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna apply my primer, which is Too Faced Prime and Poreless. It was a fave from a couple months ago, and it's still a fave. It's kind of like just a nice creamy primer. Nothing too crazy, but it definitely helps to fill in and smooth out skin surface. All right, now I'm ready for this Nars Soft Matte Complete Foundation in the shade Barcelona. Love saying it like that. Apply some to the back of my hand first. And I'm gonna use my Laura Lee Los Angeles L11 brush from her brush set, which, by the way, I love. I love these brushes. I've been using them. I believe it's sold out, so I'm not gonna talk about it too much, but hopefully it'll be brought back. So what I like about this foundation is that it is super full coverage, glides on quickly and easily, looks really great, flawless on the skin. This one is also clingy, but it's not super clingy like the Too Faced matte. I noticed that this is an area where for some reason my foundation tends to really cling to the texture. I'm gonna use just a tiny more product, like half a drop for my forehead. But you see how full coverage this foundation is. I actually feel like I applied a little too much product on this side of the face. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Ultrafine Mist that I love. I'm gonna spray my beauty blender. I'm gonna remove some product from those areas that have a little too much product. How do you know that you have too much product on? Your foundation starts looking cakey. Also have a little too much on my nose. I'm just gonna roll that. All right, and now we're looking much better. So the Nars foundation, it's not exactly a hit. It's not exactly a miss. It's just okay for me. I do really like the coverage. I do think that it needs a lot of helpers, which is another downside, but it looks really beautiful on the skin once you manage to get it on. So that's the upside. However, the original product that inspired the foundation, the Nars Soft Matte Concealer, is a hit for me this month. So it is in my faves category. I'm gonna be using the Soft Matte Complete Concealer in Custard right under my eyes for a little bit of brightening, just like a dot of that. I like the fact that this concealer is very, very creamy and very easy to manipulate and move around. Dries down super duper matte, so it's perfect not just for the under eye, but also for spots, for acne, for imperfections. And if you blend it out with your fingers, this product appears virtually undetectable to the naked eye. It's such a natural looking coverage. Only thing I would mention is if you're using it to correct spots, spots, make sure that it actually matches your skin tone. So for that, I'm gonna use Macadamia, which is a few steps darker. And I'm just gonna cover up this spot right here. I'm gonna plop it on and then just tap out the borders. And now the spot is gone. Where's the spot? Also going to cover up right here around the nose. That's where I have some redness. Also gonna cover up this spot here. And boom, looking flawless. So I love this Nars concealer for $30. The price ain't bad, so I recommend it. All right, real quick, I'm gonna set my under eye. I always like to set my under eye, like with a swipe of powder. I also like to set this area around my nose and in between the brows. Then I'm gonna go ahead and use my Laura Mercier Translucent Honey Powder. This is a $39 product, 29 grams or 1 ounce. I'm gonna use this big old hourglass brush, smack that product across my forehead, also along my jawline, and just like a smidge across the cheeks. Skin is looking good thus far. I'm gonna bronze up real quick with my fave from another month, which is the Lip Bar Fresh Glow Bronzer and Blush Duo in the shade Girls Night. And I'm gonna use my Strobe and Sculpt brush from my original PIXI collab. I wish this brush was still available. I know you guys love this brush, so many of you still use it, and so do I. I'm gonna just warm up and bronze up my forehead, creating just a smidge of definition underneath my cheekbones. Jawline chisel, nose chisel, done. Let's talk about brows. I have a product that I'm not loving this month, and it's a brow product from Fenty Beauty. I'm talking about their new Brow MVP Sculpting Brow Wax Pencil and Styler. So on one side, we have this waxy lipstick looking wax thingy. And on the other side, we have a little brush. I really like this design. It's very similar to their original Brow MVP pencil that I do like. However, the wax is just not great, you guys. This is one of those products that may work for certain types of brow hairs. Unfortunately, my brow hairs, the straight Asian coarse type, was not included in the making of this product, which is why I don't love it. I can't wear it. It's not strong enough to tame my brows. And let me show you exactly what I mean. So although my brow hairs are pretty straight and they seem to be laying down, the tail ends of my brow, especially on this side, they stick out like little sticks. They don't lay flat on my skin. And this is just one of those features that happens to be normal and natural in straight brow hairs. And brow waxes, unfortunately, they gotta be like extra strength in order for them to actually glue this baby down. So what happens with my brow hairs is that I can apply it on and it definitely glues it down at first, right? But it starts to peel back and it just does not hold the brow for longer than 5 minutes. Oh, look, it's already coming off. It's already coming off. It hasn't even been 30 seconds, you guys. So maybe those of you who have finer brow hairs, not as coarse, can actually put this brow product to use. But if you have brow hairs that are unruly, kind of like mine, something that needs grip, something that needs a glue down, then you won't get much use out of this. So instead, I'm gonna show you how I've been doing my brows lately using some of my favorite products. So this 24-hour brow setter from Benefit is actually a brow gel that's been very good to my brows. I've been able to use it to literally glue down my brow hairs to create that laminated brow look. I've showed it in other videos, but I'll show it again today because this is how I've been doing my brows lately. Basically, I just brush this product through my entire brow. I coat all the hairs from all directions. I saturate them in this product. Afterwards, I like to just brush them up and then use the flat side of this little spoolie brush to glue them down. I like to do one brow at a time because this brow gel does set quite quickly. And then once I get the shape that I like, sometimes I even use my fingers to help, I just press the hairs down and I glue them onto my skin. Look at this brow. It's completely lifted. Do you see that? So yes, I can still press the brow hairs down because there's wax in it, but do you see how it lifts within minutes? Super annoying. Just gonna brush that out so that I can start fresh. Another product that I've been loving lately is another Benefit product, which is the Brow Microfilling Pen. Basically, this is a 3-prong felt tip marker type of product. Although I don't like felt tip markers for my eyeliner, I really like them for the brows. And what I like to do here is just fill in the gaps of my brows, like that. Also kind of extend the brow. So this Benefit Brow Microfilling Pen is $25. There are 4 shades, I believe. I use the shade Deep Brown, and I find that it works best for my brow color and for my hair color. I've been loving it. It's been working great for me. If you don't need to glue down your brow hairs the way that I do, then this product will probably become your new best friend. It's so easy to use and it cuts the brow filling job in half. I recommend it. My stomach is rumbling. My favorite palette this month is RAINE Juicy Boost. So this is a palette that I reviewed in my previous video, but I was so pleasantly surprised and blown away by the quality of this palette, of the eyeshadows. I also just love the colors. I thought the colors were so vibrant. There was definitely a lot of love put into the creation of this palette. I felt it. I had so much fun creating a look with it, and I want to whip it out again because this was a hit for me this month. This is a $52 palette. RAINE is a Black-owned makeup brand. It's also female-founded and 100% Black operated. So by supporting this business, you will be supporting a minority business. Also, the quality is incredible. Today I want to create kind of like a simple look because in my previous video I created a very vibrant, bright look. I'm gonna start with my usual favorite primer, which is Fenty. Just because I like this product from Fenty doesn't mean that I love all products from Fenty. That goes without saying, but it must be said. Now, before I actually apply these eyeshadows to my lids, I do want to talk about another Fenty product that I'm not loving this month, you guys. And I'm sad to say that it is a snap shadow. I'm talking about this number 9 Wine Snap Shadow from Fenty Beauty. Womp womp. So this is a $25 palette. The concept is very cool because it snaps to other snap shadows, makes it easy to travel with them or to just throw in your makeup bag and go. Originally they started out with 8 different palettes. Now they added a 9 and also a 10. The 10 is a green, so it's a little bit more of an interesting color story than the 9. But the 9, not only have we seen it before, also I didn't really love the quality of these shadows. I thought that they were very clingy, thought they were very patchy, they were hard to blend out, and they were kind of hard to create a pretty look with. Everything here just looks kind of muddy to me. It's not a very enticing wine palette. I would have much preferred to see more wine shades than browns, but there's only one wine color and it isn't a very good one. That's my story on that. Moving along to Juicy Boost. I'm gonna grab my Laura Lee Los Angeles L18 brush and this shade here called Ginger Bay. Love that name. I'm gonna use that just to etch out my lid space here. Just a little bit like that. Kind of applying that to my crease and a little bit above. Next, I'm gonna take another Laura Lee brush. This one is L19. This beautiful brown shade called Sweet Potato Mango. Such a cute name too. Look at that pigment. Look how easily that sticks. I'm gonna add that to the outer corner of my lid and also half of my lid. So it's colorful but subtle enough for everyday wear. I just thought this palette was such a beautiful, fresh take on colorful rainbow palettes, and the fact that it included enough neutrals to create everyday looks with is a plus. I'm gonna blend that out with the previous shade. Then I'm gonna pick up a little bit of this Lemon Wheatgrass shimmery shade and just plop that to my inner corner for a bit of a pop. Isn't that just so fresh? That's it. Closing out the palette, I am gonna take this NATASHA DENONA Chromium liquid eyeshadow that I actually think is a really nice product. It's on my faves list for this month, but it is very expensive. So I can't even say it. It's $28 for this tiny little product, you guys. But the formula is really beautiful. And I'm just gonna use a bit of that right here in the inner quarters, add a bit of interest, and also to cut that crease just a smidge. So the difference between this formula and other liquid eyeshadow formulas is that this one is very flexible. It's not flaky, it doesn't crack, it doesn't dry down to a hard shell like a lot of other shadows of this kind tend to. Also, it's a duochrome type of shadow, so that gives it a little bit more interest. Plus, it's easy to use. You could use it as a base, as a topper, as a liner. You can mix it with other products. So you know how I always say that I'm not a fan of felt tip liquid liner markers? Well, I've never really been a fan. I feel like they dry out really quickly. I feel like they're not black enough. They're never waterproof. They always end up running. However, I discovered a marker liner from One Size by Patrick Starr that is waterproof, that is super duper black, beautiful, easy to use, and I have been loving it. Also, it's not runny, so it's not going to seep into those little crinkles of your skin. It doesn't dry out super quickly. The tip is very, very flexible. You can literally get in between your lashes. You can create a super fine line. And also, it's $19, so I think it's actually pretty good for the price. I'm a fan, and you can probably tell why. So I took a quick snack break. My stomach was rumbling louder than my voice. I also took the liberty to finish up this liner. Easy peasy, and now I'm ready to talk about another product that I've been loving, also from One Size. I've been loving these pencil gel liners, Point Made in Bodacious Black and in Busty Brown. Busty Brown is actually the one that I've been reaching for more often, and the reason why I like these pencil liners so much is because they are super duper duper quadruple duper waterproof. Like, these babies ain't going nowhere. They set super quickly. I like to use them right here in the outer corner of the eye and also on my waterline if I need to line my waterline. And they have just been so trusty. Basically, I just smudge them to the corners, blend them out real quick for a softer effect. And trust me when I tell you, these are not going anywhere. This is exactly how your makeup will stay all day. So I have been a fan, and I have been reaching for these so often. Also $19, just like the marker liner. Really actually been impressed with One Size. I also must mention, an honorary mention, this Go Off makeup dissolving mist is bomb, you guys. For those of you who love to wear a full face of makeup, this is your new best friend. Get your hands on this Go Off makeup dissolving mist, because this removes everything from lash glue to waterproof mascara to those thick layers of makeup and foundation. This is just great. If you don't want to spend the extra money on the towel wipes, that is what I call them, towel wipes, because they are giant. You don't want to spend the extra money on both of those products together. Just get the mist and remove the product with a washcloth, or just wash it off and it's the same effect. I also really like the new House Labs Identify pencil liners. These are fun if you're a lover of colorful pencil liners. I especially love this shade called Priscilla. It's just a fresh, beautiful, vibrant blue. You know what? Let's go for it. Just want to add a smidge of that, just like a little accent, you know? And now suddenly this look went from wearable to a little bit more than, and I like that. But again, these are easy to use. There's tons of colors for everyone, for every preference and taste. There's bright colors, there's metallics, neutral colors, everything in between. And they are $18 each, so I recommend them. All right, real quick, gonna curl my lashes. I'm gonna apply this Essence Cosmetics Bye Bye Panda Eyes. I don't know how good this mascara is, but it's said to be smudge proof. This is my second or third time trying it. I haven't really developed an opinion on it, so this isn't a fave or a fail. I'm still kind of working on my opinion. For my lips today, I'm gonna be using my new favorite nude, which is Sigma's liquid lipstick in Cor-de-Rosa. This is a $20 product that I have been loving, and it's really rare for me that I find a color that is so good that I actually want to include it in a month's favorites roundup video. This color, however, and this liquid lipstick formulation are good enough as a standalone product in my favorites video this month. Look how pretty this color is. It just goes with everything. I love how comfortable this feels on the lips. It's not super drying. It's perfect. Link in below. I got one more makeup fail to share, and then I'm gonna move to some non-makeup faves and fails. Before the last product in this makeup category, I am just not loving this ColourPop freckle pen. Now, freckle pens are really popular nowadays because freckles are just so fresh and they're so cute and they make you look a little younger and a little bit more innocent. I get the trend. I actually have real freckles. I have a lot of them. I especially have more freckles in the summertime. That is when they tend to flare up. But I really enjoyed the faux freckle trend because it's just so cute. I don't know, there's just something so cartoony and so anime about it. But I've only really liked it when it looks and resembles natural freckles. So the first product that I've discovered that I thought was really great is this tiny freckle makeup. This one I think is really natural looking because it's a gel formulation, and the way that it works is you draw some freckles on and then you kind of stamp around to remove some color and also to apply the stamp elsewhere. So now that's looking maybe not so natural on my hand, but imagine that blended with my real freckles. That would look natural because all the spots are different sizes, they're all different color densities. This ColourPop freckle pen, however, is the exact opposite. So firstly, this is a felt tip marker, which makes it kind of difficult to create shapes other than just a simple circle. Also, I find that the formula of this particular freckle pen is a little bit too thin. It will bleed and it will spread into your pores or like into your little tiny lines. To me, this was not a hit because it looks very fakey and very obvious, whereas the Freck is just a better representation of natural looking freckles. Let's try both. I also like that with Freck, you can really control the brush applicator. You can create different sizes, and that to me just looks a lot more natural. It blends in with my real freckles a lot more evenly than this. This still looks like it needs to be tamed down somehow. So I'm gonna use my foundation brush over it just to kind of cover it up a little bit. Not a bad product, not like an epic fail, but if you're gonna go for a faux freckle look, I would suggest this before this. But this is $8 and this is like 22. So you know what I'm trying to say. Okay, so now that my makeup is complete and I am done with the makeup portion of this Faves X Fails, I want to talk about two products, one in each category of faves and fails. So the first product that I'm talking about is kind of viral, and it is this Skims Core Control Thong. Now this is a $28 Skims by Kim Kardashian. This is from her Shapewear line. I was so excited about this Shapewear line, specifically about this product, which is a thong that you can wear over your underwear. And basically it has this controlled top waist. Now can you guys guess if it is a faves or a fails before I tell you which category it belongs in? Pause the video and comment down below. Never mind, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna tell you. This product, unfortunately, did not work for me. This, although super viral, and it was really hard for me to actually get my hands on it. I had to like put my email on a waiting list. Unfortunately, this Shapewear, oh my God, you might as well use it as a workout band because this thing is so tight. There is no way this can actually go over someone's hips and booty in order to fit a waist that is meant to be this small. Who is this made for is what I want to know. Now, my shape is hourglass, so I have a much smaller waist than my hip and bottom area. So the reason why I was excited about this product is because generally speaking, shapewear products for the waist tend to flatten out the behind. And that is not the kind of control that I am looking for. I'm just looking to control the waist, to snatch it for a certain outfit, and this thong option seemed to be great. However, when I tried this product on, I could barely get it over my hip bones. I could barely fit my butt through it, but I was able to do it. It was somewhat manageable, although it did take me about 5 to 6 minutes to actually get it on. Bottom line is the problem with this product came when it was actually time for me to take it off. This was so excruciatingly problematic. This small medium, and mind you, I'm usually a small, or sometimes even an extra small, this just would not roll down my hip and butt area. It was like impossible for me to take it off. I was so frustrated. I was this close to cutting this off. I had to have Lee help me. I scratched off my skin. It was not a pretty sight. I was flustered. I was sweaty. I was hot. I was bothered. Basically, I never wore this thing ever again. I tried it once and then I said, oh hell nah. If you are a person with curves and you're trying to control your waist, you obviously need to consider that this part has to go over your curves and it has to actually fit. This was a big epic fail for me. I hated this thing, it made me mad, and I want my money back, damn it. But I've already worn it, so I can't exactly return it. Speaking of bands though, I did discover a set of bands, workout bands that is, from Amazon, from this brand called Arena Strength, that are super duper durable and just like way better than your average workout bands. I like these because the band is super thick and super sturdy, so these are the types of bands that are great for squats, for lunges, for side steps, things like that. They come in different strengths, obviously, the gray one being the lightest, pink one being the medium, and the black one being the heavyweight. Oh, anyway, I got these from Amazon. They were actually a little bit pricier than I was expecting to pay. I think they were somewhere around $40. I will link them down below with my Amazon Associates link. I also actually just started an Amazon storefront, so if you guys are interested in seeing more of my favorite workout gear or some of my wellness and necessities products, I will link my Amazon store down below as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of August Faves X Fails. Thank you so much for watching and for subscribing. Definitely let me know what you think of some of these products that were in either my faves or my fails categories. Comment below, let your voice be heard. Let me know what you want to see next. Tell me how you doing. Ask me a question. Ask someone else a question down below in the comments. Let's all communicate. Let's send positive vibes and positive energy to each other. And with that said, I am going to zoom on out. So I put 2 videos up here for you guys. One of them is my latest video in case you didn't watch it. Subscribe if you aren't already. I love you guys.